Is awareness scientific or spiritual? What if I told you that one of the greatest misunderstanding about awareness isn't what it is? It is where people think it belongs. Some people hear the word awareness and immediately think of spirituality. The others hear it and expect neuroscience or psychology. One group says awareness belongs in meditation halls. Another says the science can't measure it. I won't accept it. But what if both groups are asking the wrong question? What if asking whether awareness is scientific and spiritual is like asking whether light belongs to sunrise or sunset? Today, we are going to explore one of the biggest myths surrounding awareness. By the end of this episode, you may discover that awareness doesn't fit neatly into either category. Stay until the end because I'll share a simple metaphor about a window that completely changed how I understand the relationship between science, spirituality, and awareness. Once you see it, you will never look at this debate in the same way again. Welcome back to the Awareness Myth series. I'm Lenin Edwin. This series explores the misconception that prevents many people from discovering awareness in everyday life. Today's myth is surprisingly common. People often ask, is awareness scientific or is awareness spiritual? The assumption behind both questions is that awareness must belong to one side or other. Let's examine the assumptions together. Throughout history, science and spirituality has often been presented in opposite worlds. Science asks, how does someone work? Can it be observed? Can it be tested? Can it be repeated? Spirituality, who am I? What is the nature of the experience? What gives life meaning? These are different questions, but that doesn't necessarily make them incompatible. The mistake begins when we assume awareness must choose one side. Awareness doesn't belong to science. Awareness doesn't belong to spirituality. Both may explore it from different directions. Here's a story, the window. Imagine standing inside a beautiful house. One large window faces the mountain, another faces the ocean. Two people stand in different rooms. The first looks through the mountain window and it says, his house is surrounded by mountains. The second looks through the ocean window. He replies, you're mistaken. The house is beside the sea. They both are arguing. They compare photographs, they defend their views. Each believes the other must be wrong. When a child walks through the house, the child looks through both windows and quietly says, you are both describing what you see. The neighbor of you is describing the whole house. Awareness is like house. Science may look through one window. It studies attention, perception, cognition, behavior, and brain. Spirituality will look through another. They explore direct experience, presence, meaning, inner transformation. Different windows, same house. The problem begins when the window is mistaken for the whole reality. Also something simple. Imagine someone notices they're becoming angry. That recognition is an experience. And neuroscience may ask, what neural network became active? Psychologists may ask, what patterns trigger this emotion? That philosopher may ask, what is the nature of conscious experience? A meditation teacher may ask, can you remain with the experience without immediately reacting? different disciplines, different questions. The recognition itself is the same. Awareness doesn't change because different people describe it differently. Here's a story of a map and the landscape. Imagine planning a journey through a vast national park. One person carries a topographic map, another has satellite imagery, a third studies local wildfire, a fourth listens to someone who has walked the trail of decades. Each source offers valuable information, but none of them is the landscape itself. The map helps, the satellite helps, the guide helps. Yet the only way to know truly is to know the forest, is to walk through it in the same way. Scientific research can deepen our understanding of attention and behavior. Spirituality can offer practice that encourages reflection and presence. Both are valuable. Neither replaces your direct experience. Awareness becomes meaningful when it is recognized, not merely discussed. You don't need to choose science. You can appreciate scientific discoveries about mind. You can also value the practices that help you observe your experience more clearly. Whether you're a scientist, entrepreneur, teacher, engineer, doctor, artist, or student, awareness can become part of you. How you listen, decide, lead, learn, and relate to others. It is not confined to laboratories. It is not confined to places of worship. It becomes relevant wherever human experience exists. Perhaps the debate has never really been about awareness. Perhaps it has been about labels. Science offers methods for understanding many aspects of reality. Spirituality offers a way of exploring questions of meaning and experience. Awareness doesn't become smaller because different fields study it. If anything, those different perspectives remind us that human experience is rich enough to be explored from many directions. So here is the myth we explore today. Awareness must be either scientific or spiritual. Here's another way to look at it. Science can investigate many aspects of experience. Spirituality can explore many aspects of experience. Awareness is what makes the experience possible to recognize. The question is no longer which side is correct. The more useful question becomes, am I recognizing my experience clearly? That question, no matter whether you're reading a research paper, leading a meeting, sitting in a silence, having a conversation with someone you love. If this episode expands the way you think about awareness, share it with someone who believes science and spirituality has always been in conflict. I would love to hear your perspective. Do you think awareness is best understood through scientific inquiry, through spiritual practices, or do both offer valuable perspective? Share your thoughts in this comment. If this conversation added value to your life, please like, subscribe, and turn on your notification so you don't miss out the future episode on Awareness next series. And remember, awareness isn't about choosing a side. It's about recognizing your experience with clarity wherever you are. Until then, keep witnessing.